to get to here, a lot of great gift ideas, so let's jump right in. This right here is these great little personalized T-shirts.
They are from
for Dad.
G.
Nora Verdecia says one of the saddest days of her life
Come here, baby.
was when she realized she could no longer afford her beloved dog Max and would have to leave him at a shelter.
For $32, you can get these clever sayings. Put
For the
one
new
on.
dad.
The news. It's come a long way from the ink and letter blocks of yore. It used to be called the fourth estate of government. Now a new diet plan is but a channel change away. But what would you say if I told you that all this glitz and all this accessibility was for the worse? What if I told you that because of the corporate dynamic of the news and the resultant capitalist use of infotainment and bias, the free press, something which America holds most dear, is eroding democracy? What if I told you that the free press had become un-American?
You're watching the Bay Area's NBC 11. Now, live from NBC 11 News, this is the Bay Area Saturday.
In order to better understand why and how corporate news is hurting democracy in America, one must understand what exactly corporate news is. This building is the News Corporation in Manhattan. It's owned by this guy, Rupert Murdoch. Some call him the last tycoon. A corporation is a company that owns different assets and makes capital from these assets. When a corporation is a media conglomerate, some of these assets are news sources. This is known as corporate news. Some of the assets that the News Corporation owns are 20th Century Fox, Fox Searchlight Pictures, the Fox Broadcast Company, News America Marketing, the New York Post, the Wall Street Journal, the Dow Jones, Harper's Collins Books, RottenTomatoes.com, Hulu.com, and MySpace.com. Because of this, some people compare Rupert Murdoch to this man. No, that's not the Dark Lord Voldemort from the Harry Potter series. That's John D. Rockefeller, robber baron from the early industrial era. His Standard Oil Company employed vertical and horizontal integration to create a monopoly that nearly took over Washington. You see, when a company owns a business, from conception to consumption, it has too much sway over the final product that the consumer receives. Unfortunately for America, when the news is a business and a product, the quality of information reported upon drops in favor of the outlandish and the exciting.
Ladies and gentlemen, the man you've all been waiting for, Barry Manilow.
This entertainment masquerading as news is known as infotainment. Though it dilutes the quality of the news, infotainment gets high ratings, and when the news business is a business at all, ratings, and consequently money, is the name of the game. Another aspect of corporate news that degrades the quality of news reporting is bias. The heated opinions and debates of Bill O'Reilly and Keith Olbermann, though entertaining, should not be injections of opinion into the public forum. They should be mere conversations, not decisions. When the news is controlled by an oligarchy of the elite, not enough opinions exist in the nation. There is no participation and there is no conversation. It is frightening to consider that elections and matters of public policy may be decided by the talking heads of Fox and NBC. This has dire consequences for the ability of the American citizenry to reason about issues of public policy.
In terms of the war on terror, who do you think should be the next country to invade?
Saudi Arabia.
Somebody in the Middle East.
We'll make a big glass crater out of the fucking Middle East, for all I care. I'm thinking Italy.
Italy. What is Al Qaeda?
Al Qaeda is a group, suicide group in Israel, in Middle East, that they do suicide bombs and stuff.
Okay, right, yep.
And the president of it is Yasser Arafat.
Right, yep.
Everybody knows that.
What's the religion of Israel?
Israeli.
Muslim.
Islamic.
Catholic.
Who won the Vietnam War?
We did.
And who is,
Wait, were we even in the Vietnam War? Okay, good.
who is Fidel Castro?
A singer.
She wants a young American.
Thomas Jefferson does not approve. TJ, my favorite president, once said, "There is only one force in the nation that can be depended upon to keep the government pure and their governors honest, and that is the people themselves. They alone, if well informed, are capable of preventing the corruption of power, and of restoring the nation to its rightful course if it should go astray. They alone are the safest depository of the ultimate powers of government." But the people aren't well informed. There are little to no sources of independent news, and even the legitimate or only semi-legitimate newspapers are failing rapidly. Some have offered solutions to this. Al Gore, in his book The Assault on Reason, maintains that the internet may save the day here by means of web-based interactive news. In the 1940s, the Hutchins Commission determined that the media needs to be judged and regulated by an independent group that rates the quality of their news reporting. However, if regulatory measures are to be put in place, we must be careful not to infringe upon the constitutional rights of the American free press. Otherwise, you end up with this. We can complain all we want, but ultimately it's up to the citizenry to call for the change needed to fix the corporate dynamic of the news.
A fist bump, a pound, a terrorist fist jab?
Unless you want more of that.